9 warning signs. The universe is telling you you're on the wrong path. We were all born with a purpose, toward which we all strive. It is our genuine passion and ambition, our life purpose, to leave this crazy world better than we found it. However, if you are on the wrong path, you need to pay attention to the universe's warning signs. Yes, you heard it right. Hello, and welcome to Spirit Reads. Well, our free will allows us to choose our paths to achieve this goal, and we tend to learn new things along the way. Life is a labyrinth, with the fulfillment of our life's purpose at the end. As a result, we frequently walk blindly through the maze and end up at a dead end that leads nowhere. Our tendency to create comfort zones tempts us to stay and build our kingdom, but the universe intervenes to assist, and this is where it sends us warning signs. You've reached a dead end. You're not walking toward your goal, and you have made a bad decision. Do you want to know about the 9 warning signs that the universe is sending you? Well, before we move ahead, make sure you subscribe to more spiritual videos. As soon as you decide what you want and make plans to get there after much soul searching, as you progress along this path, you may become distracted and stray from it without realizing it. When you deviate from the path, the universe warns you with signs. It is then up to you to look for these signs, notice them, and use them to get back on track. Number 1. You break a lot of things. If you are constantly breaking things like your phone, glasses, or other items, it's a sign that you're out of sync. Breaking things symbolizes chaos and discord in your life. Breaking or dropping items might even reveal that you need to relinquish control and perhaps surrender to the flow of the universe. This is especially true if you feel stuck or stagnant in one area of your life. It could be a sign that you are feeling overwhelmed or like you're starting over all the time. If you are constantly breaking things, consider what you need to let go of. What is no longer useful to you? Once you have decided what it is, let it go and see if your bad luck changes. Number 2. You are hearing repetitive sounds. If you are constantly hearing the same sound, whether it's a car horn, a dog barking, or something else, it's a warning sign from the universe to pay attention. Of course, if you live in a big city, you are going to hear some sounds more than others. However, if you hear the same sound repeatedly and it's out of the ordinary, it's a sign that you should pay attention. Assume you live in the country and you keep hearing a rooster crow. You may now live near a farm and hear roosters. However, if you do not live near a farm and suddenly begin hearing a rooster crow every day, this is a sign of a problem. You should really start to wake up and pay more attention to your life's events. It's all too easy to go through our busy, hectic, and stressful lives on autopilot. If you start hearing repetitive sounds and then slow down and become more intentional in your life, you'll realize you've been missing out on something. Number 3. You have vivid and repetitive dreams. If you keep having the same dream, it's a sign from the universe that you need to pay attention to what your subconscious is trying to tell you. Our subconscious mind communicates with us through dreams. They can be both symbolic and literal. In any case, they're attempting to communicate with us. If you have a recurring dream, you should try to figure out what it means. It's a good idea to start recording your dreams in a dream journal so you can decipher their meanings more easily. Once you understand what your subconscious is trying to tell you, you can take the necessary steps to make the necessary changes. Not just this, but there's no doubt that you might be experiencing more anxiety right now, and some dreams may simply be your mind's way of processing a stressful day. But what about those other dreams that reveal unconscious feelings we're too busy to notice? Have you ever had dreams that were related to waking life and came true? Consider it a wake-up call from the universe for you. Number 4. You have recently experienced chronic pain. Regular visits to the doctor's clinics provide you with only temporary relief. Your health problems are not life-threatening, but they have a negative impact on your mood, performance, and social interactions. The universe reminds you of how your thoughts affect your physical body in such cases. Make routine, peace, and movement a part of your daily routine. That is why one of the major signs to be on the lookout for is unexplained chronic pain. pain indicates that something is wrong with our bodies. However, it can also be an indication that something isn't quite right in our lives. If you are experiencing recurring pain that neither you nor your doctors can explain, the source of that pain could very well be that you are not on the right track. Because when you know on a subconscious or soul deep level that you are not surviving your life in alignment with what matters to you, that message will sometimes manifest as physical pain. Number 5. You are tempted to ignore your intuitions. Intuition is a very critical force. It is not necessarily able to predict the future, and it is not something you should blindly trust. Having said that, intuition is powerful and often accurate. In this sense, it's a great gauge for determining whether you're on the wrong path or the right one. How do you feel about your intuition daily? Are you constantly pushed or compelled to disregard your instincts? It makes no difference whether the pressure is from others or from making what appears to be the best decision. Feeling tempted to disregard your intuition is a sure sign that you have gone astray. This temptation to ignore our intuition can stem from either fear or ignorance. If we are unsure about anything, it can be tempting to make any decision, regardless of our intuition. Isn't knowing better than not knowing? I must decide my life at some point, right? Wrong. These are fear-based thoughts, and they indicate that you are on the wrong spiritual path, so don't dismiss your instincts. Number 6. A sense of uneasiness. It is normal to be concerned about your choices. We all wonder if we did the right thing, made the right decision, or acted wisely in each situation. But here's the thing. If every decision you make leaves you confused, at a loss, or uneasy, it's a big red flag that you're on the wrong spiritual path. Perhaps you feel like a zombie, as if your hands are tied and your decisions have been made for you. Your emotions are a clear indication that something is wrong in your life. When you're confused, lost, and uneasy, you'll make bad decisions or none, as if you're a passenger in your own life. These are the spiritual signs that you are on the wrong path. It is critical to be aware of them. It is not too late if you recognize these traits in yourself. The first step toward healing and finding the right path is admitting you're on the wrong one. This is frequently the most difficult step. When you become aware, you will begin to feel the fog lift and the anxiety subside. Next time, if you have an uneasy feeling in your stomach before making a significant decision or deal, pause to reconsider and reanalyze before proceeding. Number 7. Your third eye is cloudy or closed. Our intuition is strongly intertwined with our third eye. When our third eye is open, we are more aware of the energy that surrounds us. We can sense what we cannot see, and we can understand people and things in ways that we cannot otherwise. If you're on the wrong spiritual path, your third eye will be closed. In fact, it could be one of the reasons you started down the wrong path in the first place. Without the higher insight that our third eye provides, we are unsure of our life's purpose. We lack direction when we lack a strong sense of purpose. This frequently leads to blunders, errors, and poor decisions. You'll be on the wrong spiritual path before you know it. You can raise your consciousness and find the right spiritual path by taking the time to meditate, clearing your mind of all thoughts, and tuning in to the energy that is constantly flowing around us. Your third eye won't be closed or cloudy anymore. Number 8. Feeling of isolation. Nobody wants to feel lonely on their journey through life. We all enjoy having friends to accompany us on our journey. If you're constantly struggling with feelings of isolation, it could be because you're on the wrong track. If you're on the wrong spiritual path, you might notice some uncomfortable truths about your friends. Even if you have friends, you may not feel like you belong. They may take you for granted, forget to invite you to events, or otherwise mistreat you. This is because they are not true friends. That is not to say they are bad people. They are simply on a different path than you. Avoid wasting your time with people with whom you do not get along. It may appear difficult, but it can be difficult in practice. Friends will flock to you if you are on the right spiritual path. In fact, you'll find them blooming like flowers in the summer, ready to help you when you need it. It will not appear forced, difficult, or one-sided. So, if you're experiencing feelings of isolation, consider it a spiritual sign that you're on the wrong path. Number 9. You are indecisive more often than not. Finding yourself at a crossroads and feeling lost is hardly unique. Throughout our lives, we all face life-changing decisions. It's perfectly normal to be undecided about which option to pursue. On the other hand, being indecisive all the time may be a spiritual sign that you're on the wrong track. Decisions almost come naturally when you've found the right path. One leads to the next, each a logical progression of your vision, goal, and desire to achieve what is most important to you. To put it differently, the inability to make decisions can only mean one of two things. 1. You are completely unsure of your calling and have yet to discover your inner self. Or 2. You're on the wrong track and don't realize it. Each decision is time-consuming and stressful. That's because there isn't a correct option. The best decision is one that leads you away from the wrong path and onto the right one. Most day-to-day decisions will not be like this. That is until you intervene and act. Sometimes we feel lost immediately following our spiritual awakening. This can be a puzzling mystery. Would you like to discover why things are happening in your life based on nothing more than your name and date of birth? Then go to www.spiritreads.com or click the link in the description below to claim your free Soul Path reading. Unlock the hidden messages in your personality code and reveal the challenges that may be blocking your soul's journey. So, what are you waiting for? Get your free reading today, while the universe is still calling. Reading signs and recognizing red flags that you're heading in the wrong direction can save you a lot of time and effort. So, watch out. Share this video with your loved ones who might need it too. Subscribe and give this video a thumbs up to stay tuned for more videos coming your way.